Hi again, everybody at home. My name's Katie. I'm the occupational therapist, one of the occupational therapists here at Alliance Rehabilitation. And today I am here with my fourth year occupational therapy student, Brenna. And today we're going to bring you something a little bit special. So before we've given you some exercises some general exercises for upper body and with our exercise physiologist, Jacinta. But today we're going to have a look at some really specific after stroke rehabilitation. So if you're at home and if you're staying safe by staying isolated, we want you to stay active while you're doing that. So today really is specific for those people who might be coming into rehabilitation for after a stroke. So today I want you to keep in mind that your therapist may have given you some limitations, or perhaps you've got some motions that cause you a little bit more pain. Please make sure that you continue to honour all of the things that your therapist has told you. For example, if you can't raise your arm past the 90 degrees mark, please don't try to do that today following along in this video at home. As per all of our previous videos, if there's anything that makes you feel uncomfortable or if it's a new activity for you, also just pause that one and go on to the next. Okay, so today Brenna is going to be demonstrating with two different hands. The hand that she's got her the white glove on is going to be her affected hand, and she's going to demonstrate a lot of the activities today with full support. I'm going to be demonstrating some of the activities today with a little bit of a progression, so choose which one you're at and have a go. Okay, let's get started. So let's warm up with some range of motion activities. We're first going to do some shoulder flexion. So we're going to be raising our hands above our head and back down again. Good. So Brenna's supporting her hand with her opposite hand, and she's just going to her limitation. If you notice yourself shifting back in your chair or leaning, you've probably gone a little bit too far. So nice and gentle. Make sure that your shoulders are staying nice and long away from your ears and that you're sitting up nice and tall. Good, let's do two more of these. And final one. Good. Okay, now we're going to move on to shoulder abduction and adduction. So Brenna's going to again support her arm. I'm going to use my arm by itself. So we're going to either raise out to the side and then gently across the body. Lovely. And again, our shoulders are nice and flat. We're trying to pinch in the middle of our back so that we've got a nice big beautiful posture. Our chest is nice and wide open. Beautiful. And again, if you feel pain or discomfort at a particular level, just go to there. Don't push past any further. We're just warming up the shoulder girdle at the moment. Lovely. And across. Let's go for three more. And cross. And two. Lovely. And one. So we've got a couple of other options for this exercise as well. So you might want to do a little bit of this exercise like Brenna with a cloth on the table. So this is a way to eliminate the weight as well. Or you might want to take it a step further and you might want to lift something like a cup with me with a little bit of weight. So again, you're going to shift it to the side. Imagine there's a table there for me, and then shifting it back to the other side. Good. So pick one of your options from these three options and choose which one is the right option for you. Again, make sure that your shoulders are facing forwards when you're doing this so that you're not moving your torso at all to complete this movement. That is just happening from the shoulder. Let's go one more and across. Lovely. Okay, now we're going to do some shoulder internal and external rotation. So Brenna's going to be again supporting her arm so that she can complete this. I'm going to be completing this with my hand by itself. And then we're going to do our first 5 reps just like this. So hug your elbow in nice and close to your body, and then swinging that arm as far out as you can without changing your shoulder, and then swinging it all the way across the body. And gently out and across. and number 3, and across. If you like, you can high five someone. 4, and across, and number 5, and across. So you can also do this one. Brenna's going to demonstrate doing this one on the table with a cloth, or like me, you could again be holding an object, maybe a cup, and you could be using that with a little bit of weight and a little bit of resistance out to the side. So moving out, and 2, 3, and 4, and 5. So there's an in-between one. If you're not quite there and you're not quite there, you might, if you can't grasp an object, you might want to gently shift the cup out and gently shift the cup in so that there's a little bit more resistance there. Okay, let's move on to a little bit of elbow flexion now. So Brenna again is going to support her affected arm. We're going to reach up towards the shoulder, touch the shoulder, hold for 2, 1, and then release all the way down. Good. And up we go, hold 2, 1, and releasing down. And up, hold 2, 1, and releasing down. Good, up we come, hold 2, 1, and releasing down. Good, let's do 2 more. Really reach as high as you can here. 2, 1, and releasing down. Really challenge yourself here for this last one. Do as much as you can with that affected arm. If you're supporting yourself, maybe let it go at the top for a second. See if you can hold it for 2, 1, and then back down. Okay, good. All right, now we're going to move on to wrist pronation and supination. So again, Brenna's going to demonstrate with her supporting hand, and I'm going to do with my hand by itself. So we're going to go into supination to start, and then flip the wrist over and down. Open back up. Try and get your hand as flat as you can. So really open and close. Keep your elbow nice and still, and keep your shoulder nice and still. Good. And 5, and 4, and down, and 3, and down, 2, and down. Doing well, everybody at home. 1, and down. Good. Okay, now we're going to continue with our wrist movements, and we're going to go into extension and flexion. So Brenna again is going to use her opposite hand to support her to do these movements, but I'm going to use something that we might all have at home, which is a little straw. I'm going to hang my wrist off the side of the table, and I'm going to set an angle, which is the highest angle that I can get with this straw, and that's going to be my goal, so to touch my wrist to my straw every time. Okay, let's do 10 reps here, everybody. Okay, wrist up and all the way down. Wrist up and down. And keep going through this. 3 and down. If you're feeling particularly strong, you might want to hold something that's a light weight in the hand. So if you're up to doing this single-sided, you might want to have something like a weighted cup or a water bottle in your hand while you're completing this, so that it's a little bit more difficult. Good. Let's go for 2 more. 2 and down, and last 1 and down. Good. And our last one for our wrist is we're going to do ulnar and radial deviation. So again, Brenna is going to support with her hand. We're just moving our wrist from left to right, or up and down, just like Brenna. Good. And 3 and 4, 5. It's almost like a windscreen wiper here for a very, very small car. 6 and 7, 8 and 9. Lovely. Let's go for 1 more. Try not to move your forearm like I was moving it just then. Try to keep it nice and still. Okay, now we're going to move on to have a little bit of a look at the fingers, and Brenna's going to do these activities so that you can see these. First one is going to be just opening the hand and closing the hand. So she's going to open and help her fingers to open up and closing back in using your opposite hand. Or you can do the option that I'm doing, which is doing it yourself with just the one hand. You can rest your hand down and open and close on the table if it feels more comfortable. And open, really go to that full open. Open those fingers as much as you can and then squeeze as tight as you can in that fist. Let's go for 3 more. Big open and big squeeze. Lovely. And 2. Big squeeze. And last 1. And big squeeze. Good. Now we're going to look at our thumb alone, and I want you to either by yourself raise the thumb up, or like Brenna, help with your opposite hand and back down. And raise up, squeeze up, big thumbs up. Everybody likes a big thumbs up, and back down. And big thumbs up, stay at home, stay active. Woo, we love it. And down. And 3. Back down. Let's do 2 more. 4. And last 1. Good. Okay, now this one is a little bit challenging. And what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be reaching to our opposite fingertips. Now I'm going to be doing these by myself with the one hand, but if you need, like Brenna, you can use your opposite hand to help your fingers to come together. So I want you to do 10 or so rounds of these, fingertip to fingertip, as accurately as you can. So really squeezing across. If you're finding that this is really easy, maybe try to change up the pattern. So if you're going from pinky finger all the way down, maybe you want to reverse it and go in the opposite direction. Okay, so however many you've done, do 1 more round now. Excellent. Our hands, our shoulders, our fingers, they should be nice and warm now. So we're going to move on to a little bit of resistance of the activities. So if you've got something from your therapist like Brenna at home, I want you to use the TheraPutty. But if you don't have anything like that, you might want to use a little towel or a face washer and roll it up so that you can use something to squeeze. So we're going to hold on to whatever you've got at home. You might even have a tennis ball. We're going to do a big squeeze. So squeeze as hard as you can, hold 2, 1, and then release. And squeeze, hold 2, 1, and release. Good. Squeeze, hold 2, 1, and release. 4, hold 2, 1, and release. 5, hold 2, 1, and release. 6, whoa. 6, hold 2, 1, and release. 7, hold 2, big squeeze, 1, and release. 8, hold 2, 1, and release. 9, hold 2, 1. Now this last one, I want you to really go for a big squeeze, hold 2, 1, and release. Well done, everybody. Now all of these activities you should be able to do at home to start to get yourself moving, get yourself really getting the juices in those hands. Make sure that if you are staying at home and you're staying safe, and that you're staying active. Keep moving those hands, keep moving those arms. Thanks for joining us today. If you feel extra strong and you've got some get up and go about you, maybe you want to do this a couple of times during your day. But if you have had a recent stroke and you're following along with your home exercise program from your clinician, this is a really great way. Watch this video a few times to keep on top of your rehabilitation. Thanks for joining us again, everybody, and we'll see you next time for Stay at Home, Stay Active. Bye.